Go onto YouTube and type how to get people to respect you. And here's what you're going to get: stand taller, talk slower, stop apologizing, be more dominant. I've watched those videos, and maybe you have too, and none of it works because respect can't be taken. It's earned one specific way, and nobody taught us what that way is. Now, I've spent 9 years walking with men through the hardest seasons of their lives. Sometimes the men call me at 3 in the morning, and I can tell you nobody taught me this as a kid. Nobody taught me as an adult either. I had to learn it late, and it cost me. So here's where we're going today. First, where respect actually comes from, because it's not where we've been told to look. Then, the blind spot that costs honest men more than any lie ever could. And the story about a question I've asked for years, and the person I was asking it to, and what finally changed when I stopped. That last one is a story I almost didn't tell, so stay for it. Here's the reframe. Respect is not the reward for confidence. Respect is the shadow that trust casts. And trust is confidence that your future behavior will match your past. That's it. That's the whole definition. People are not weighing your words. They're predicting your patterns. Every interaction you have with someone either deposits trust or withdraws it. And nobody announces the balance. Nobody has a meeting about you. They just act on it. They ask your opinion or they stop. They hand you responsibility or they quietly route around you. That's respect. People acting on a prediction that you're going to come through. Now, here's the blind spot, and I want you to hear this because it took me almost 60 years, and you can be an honest man whose word can't be counted on. Sit with that. Truth-telling and following through are two different things, and most of us were only taught the first one. So a man measures himself on honesty. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I say what I mean. And meanwhile, his trust account is bleeding out somewhere else. Every forgotten commitment, every overdue yes, every I thought I could get that. Those are withdrawals. Not because he's dishonest, because his yes outran his capacity, and he's baffled. He says, I'm a straight shooter. Why don't people respect me? Because they can't predict you, and that's why. Let me tell you where the leak actually is, because it's not where you think. Yes isn't the lie. You are capable. There probably even is enough time. The failure lives after the yes. You say yes to 10 things, and then you spend your time sorting, sequencing, planning how you're going to do all 10. Paralysis by analysis. And managing everything quietly replaces doing anything. Jesus told this exact story. But what do you think about this? A man with 2 sons told their older boy, Son, go out and work in the vineyard today. The son answered, No, I won't go. He changed his mind and went anyway. Then the father told the other son, You go. And he said, Yes, sir, I will. But he didn't go. One said, I will, sir, and never went. The other said, I will not, and then went and did the work. And Jesus asked, which of the two did the will of his father? The respect in the house didn't follow the words, it followed the vineyard. Now, the story I almost didn't tell. For years, my daughter has asked me to spend time with her. And for years, my answer was a question. What do you want to do? She never knew. Of course, she never knew. She's the kid. Deciding was never her job. But when I said it, it felt like an open door. It wasn't. It was a handoff. I was handing the weight of a decision back to a child, and so it never happened. I look at that now, and I see something I didn't want to see. I'm more like my own parents than I thought. This week, I stopped asking, so I decided. I called her up and I said, we're doing a road trip. Fantastic caverns down in Missouri with stops planned along the way. She said yes. And on that trip, she lit up 4 times. There were 4 times I counted where she was just absolutely full of joy, like I haven't seen in a long time. And every single one of them was something I had decided for us. Deciding was the follow through. She didn't ask for anything. Her trust was never waiting for me to ask better questions. It was waiting for me to carry the weight of the decision. So how do you repair this? Because some of you are sitting there right now doing the math on your own withdrawals. I have been there. The repair is not a better system. It is not a planner. It's not keeping every commitment you've ever made. It's keeping the next one. Stop trying to carry the whole list. Put the list down. Pick up one thing. That's surrender, and surrender comes before discipline. It's where discipline comes from. One day at a time isn't a slogan. It's how trust gets rebuilt. One kept word at a time. So here's this week. Make one commitment, smaller than you think it needs to be, and keep it. That's the deposit. Then make the next one. Respect isn't something you take. It's something people predict. Become predictable in the best way possible. If this found you where you are, subscribe. I'm here every day, and we're doing this one day better.